And when I started writing the book, I was forced to look. And I was very excited to write about my childhood because I could taste it. I could smell it. I remember those mogra flowers, the Rat Ki Rani that used to be in all the army barracks. I remember, the feeling of the cold walls. They used to always be white. The garden, my bike, moving to a new city every 2 years. That was, it was such a time of adventure for me and a time of sort of unlimited possibilities, and I was raised with that. My parents always made me feel like the world is my oyster, I can go anywhere I want. And that was such a time of wonder.
Yeah, well, it's beautiful that you have such strong, vivid memories. And it sounds like, and I'm thinking about our audience that's listening and watching, or will listen and watch this afterwards. It sounds like everyone needs to revisit their childhood or remember and write a memoir. Even if it's not a memoir that gets published and goes out to the world, it almost feels like reflecting is really important. What helped you? Were you speaking to friends from back then, or were you speaking to your, who are you connecting with to reignite some of those memories?
Oh, everyone in the memories. I called my mom, my brother, my cousins who I grew up with, friends from the time. I corroborated the stories because memory is a weird thing. I remember it a certain way, somebody else remembers it a certain way. And there was this one story I remember. I was kicked out of MoMA for touching a painting when I was 15, 16 or something. And I remember that day being wonderful because we went to the Statue of Liberty after, and we got hot dogs and we were walking around New York City. And I remember it being like, oh, I touched, a painting. That's so cool that I touched. I think it was a Starry Night. And my cousins who were with me remember the day completely differently. They were tortured, embarrassed. My cousin was an art student. She was like, you got me kicked out of MoMA. And I was like, wow, I didn't remember that at all.
What was that's brilliant. Was that your rebellious side, or was that a mistake?
Neither. I was just curious.